Hey guys, this is Chris from Rekkid Talk, and so we're going to do 5 records in 5 minutes for the year 1979. So I waited until the month was almost over before this possibly controversial year of 1979, because of course, when you're talking about 1979, unlike 1974, a year that the VC inspector unconditionally loves, 1979 has a lot of stuff that the VC inspector hates, and maybe I might accidentally show some of it, but I can tell you what we will not show. We will not show the Smashing Pumpkins. They don't have no function. I don't understand what they mean. I couldn't really give a fuck. And Melancholy and Infinite Boredom didn't even come out in 1979, but I do like that song. So let's see if I can find the most 1979 record ever. Prog's dead. Punk's already turned into new wave and post-punk. Disco's jumped the shark, and AOR runs amok in the flyover states. So let's not show any of that. Let's show some chops with Joe Pass and Niels Henning Orsted Peterson. So that's one guy with 4 names and a big bass guitar and a big beard. And then there's Joe Pass on the guitar. He's a much better guitar player than Eric Clapton. And so I feel like I'm a junior jazz bum here showing this record. And so this is some cool stuff on the Pablo label for you. Welcome to the Jazz Bums. The Pass Bums. Now, sometimes I think maybe this is the most 1979 album ever, but this is probably more like really the most 1976 album ever, even though it was released in 1979. So you got Ricky Lee Jones. This seems like sort of a female singer-songwriter holdover from a few years earlier, because you got Pet Benatar and the Go-Go's and Joan Jett on the way, but you still got Chucky's in Love by good old Ricky Lee Jones. And this is a good one to pull out of your bargain bin if you still live in a place that still has a bargain bin. What else is a lot like 1979? Well, it's white reggae. La Gata de Blanc, the Police, with titles in Franglish. They're playing white reggae music. Yeah, well, I mean, why would you listen to Bob Marley or Peter Tosh or Steel Pulse when you've got Gordon Sumner, aka Sting? He's an edgy white guy, because if you're an edgy white guy in 1979 with a bit of a messiah complex, you need a mononym. Another example would be Bono. You just had Baby Bono around then. But of course, you've got Walking on the Moon and The Bed's Too Big Without You. I remember I have a reggae mixtape where Sheila Hilton sang that song. So, Regata de Blanc. But actually, I do have the most 1979 record ever. It's The Knack, My Sharona. So you can see, I've got a picture sleeve that I pulled for 10 cents out of a place. I mean, the picture sleeve's pretty rough. It's got the definite ring wear going around Sharona there. Then it's got that capital yellow and orange swirl. But My Sharona, the most 1979 record in existence. But of course, what you really wanted to be listening to in 1979 was the Sugar Hill Gang with Rapper's Delight. It became the first hip-hop song to make the top 40 in January of 1980. It was released in 1979. Now, the copy I'm showing you, which is a 7-inch single version, so it's a shortened version of Rapper's Delight. It's a B-side from Apache, which was actually released in 1982, because I don't have the 1980 OG. And as the Ramones sang, it's the end of the 70s. It's the end of the century. Do you remember rock and roll radio? Hippity hop. Kaopectate.